Are we doing notes today? What we're not doing, I wish we would, is American Sign Language. That would be sweet, but that's not what we're doing. So we're doing math. No need to apologize. I love that you guys are like trying to educate each other on all those things. Today's homework is closure. Some of you already started it. Some of you already finished it. Some of you haven't done anything with it. That's fine. We're going to work on it during class after we talk about 3.2.5, finish the final problem that we hadn't done yesterday from that homework, and check all the answers. But we're going to start checking answers in a slightly different way. We will talk about that in a second. So the first announcement, or the only announcement that I really have right now, extensions is getting crowded. And that's like for every teacher pretty much. And extensions is also shorter this year than it used to be, which doesn't impact you guys because you're unaware of it being shorter than it used to be. However, if you want to ask me a question and you do not get time to do so, email me. Text is probably a bad idea because my text messages get buried very quickly. Like they work their way down my phone. Yes, I know. I can pin it, whatever. I don't. So email me if you'd like me to solve homework problems. Go ahead, Max. Got to pull something up. Because if we go to YouTube, what do we search to find my channel? Micah Hudson. Now, funny enough, whoa, we're at $2.99. I don't really care, but all right. So check it. I've now started doing homework help videos where I do your homework for you. Now, this is for Math 7, but if you need help on a problem and we don't have a chance to work together during AO extensions, that doesn't mean that we're out of luck, right? Like, all because we don't end up with time in AO and extensions. We were just going to see how long it would take to be super awkward. Next thing I would do is make like a paper airplane and just throw it at you guys. So our goal today is get as much work done as we can so you don't really take any homework home. Jake?
How many likes do you have?
I don't care.
You should like your own videos.
Are there likes on YouTube? I don't even pay attention anymore.
You should like your own videos.
Alright, so on 3.2.5, we did not get to do B yesterday. So let's do B. So I'm going to clone this. I'm going to clear the ink.
On the examples from class?
Yeah, on the examples from class, we are on B of 3.1.1.1. Go ahead and dive into it if you didn't do it yet. This is on the 3.2.5 worksheet, which you should have out because we're going to check it. Oh, you're playing the game.
Yeah, I was outside.
Yeah, were you part of the group that I had to yell at? There was one group that was being all loud and they were distracting my class.
No, but Brenda didn't let me go in the back. What did I do? Oh, right. I know what to do.
Oh, yeah, you had to yell at me.
What do we need to do? Well, actually, okay, so my 7th graders keep telling me that I need to start using Pemdas, and I'm like, I don't know what Pemdas is.
What?
How do you not use
Guys, I'm doing the teacher thing, where I don't know what Pemdas is. We don't know Pemdas yet.
Sure.
operations?
So they keep telling me do parentheses first. Can I do parentheses first here?
Yes.
No, you cannot.
No, that's it.
These are non-like terms. We technically can't do the parentheses step here because there's nothing to do. We look for exponents, there are none. So then we get down to multiplication, and we need to distribute, which my best advice is always draw the arrow so you don't forget one of the steps. So my left side, bless you, becomes 3x plus 3, and we still have that minus 8. What did I say the trap door is here, though? Yesterday I said it, and it's typed on the screen. Brenda,
The trap.
I appreciate that you're not using sign language.
Oh no, I'm not.
It would be sweet if you
Oh,
gave some sign
I
language.
can do that now.
That would be sweet.
Do it. All right.
All right, sorry, what's the trap door, though?
Right, no trap.
If you're multiplying by a negative, so if the negative number, can I come up?
I mean, sure.
I can't. So, in this problem, we just, Tyler is great.
Go click at the top. Guys, you gotta start, as, like, my 8th graders.
I broke it.
Whoa. So, my 8th graders use the back arrow first. My 8th graders are really, really good at just like forcing the ramp to the board and like telling me to like go away. Up here is where all your controls are when you come up to the board. So this is pen. This is how we switch what pen we're on. So I like the calligraphy pens. It makes you look fancy. And then you can pick color and you can pick thickness. So you're on blue right now, standard thickness if you want. But if you want to change colors, up to you.
Yep. So when we do this right here, we can make the 14, and then
Yeah,
we
nice.
plus.
All the laughing at me you did when I fought with the
-2.
smartboard. Oh, it's -2.
Whoa! Which means when we do this, you bring the negative over.
So guys, I will tell you, you don't have to rewrite it as plus the negative, but you do have to make a mental note and like have an alarm go off that this is not minus 2 times whatever, which it is. We could say it like that, but the negative, or if you call it minus, has to go to everything after it. Aiden? Give me just a second. Let's do it this way first. So, -2 times 3x is -6x. I'm just making quick little notes. -2 times -4, a +8. So now, I'm going to go ahead and write the -6x first.
6x. Oh, that's what I messed up.
Yeah. 8 and 14 I can put together. 22, I think. Double check it if you want. Can I put 3 and -8 together? Or 3 and -8, whatever we want to call it. Yeah, it's -5. Which is better to get rid of up here right now? Patrick?
Want to get rid of either the -5 or the -6.
Yeah, and I like to actually specifically look at the variables first. Go ahead and finish this out on your paper. If you're not done with it, finish it out.
This is exactly where I was.
You want to make mistakes? You want me to double check?
Unless I did the math incorrectly, then I have. Okay, so we have this. What you guys get?
So make sure you put it all down so you can put those trap doors, because those trap doors happen on this side. You doing alright? I don't like the one that's not bad. That was a genius takedown. This is on the whole. You have this one?
Was it 3, 2,
I just wanted to make sure you knew you didn't have to copy down the first part of it, but it's okay if you did. Yeah, absolutely. So if we get rid of the -6x, guys, we write it on both sides.
Yeah!
Guys, I'm telling you, I have 3 students who take high school math 2 with me, and like, because they're 2 years accelerated. I don't want to say they're the smartest kids in the school, but they're pretty good at math. They will tell you this will avoid mistakes. They'll also be honest with you and say, yeah, you could skip that step if you want, but you're likely to make a mistake when you start skipping steps. We write it on both sides, and then we write what we have now. Now, I'll start to be more honest with you guys. Like, well, not more honest, but like, I'll start to tell you things I get scared to tell you. If the left side is becoming my variable side, the right side is going to be my like number side, right? What we call the constant side. We could, at the same time, go ahead and push all of our constants over to here. And this is where I really like color coding. So these cancel out, and now my right side, those cancel out. 22 plus 5, 27. Now what do we need to do, anyone? Divide by 9.
It's actually saying 3. 3.
Radio there. Get out! 3-2-5 homework. I know. Well, like, keep it out. So this is your 3-2-5 homework, right? Instead of just showing answer keys, I feel like it'll be more fun if we make this like a group activity. So if you haven't done this, or if you don't have confidence in your answer, you're welcome to say pass. Okay, you are welcome to say pass. Give me a second. I gotta send a text because Amelia just let me know about something she saw in the halls. Then we will check our homework together. So if you want to check with each other really quickly, or if you haven't done this, work on it.
Oh, I got.
Can I ask when this class became percussion? Mr. Brown? Yeah, absolutely.
My pencils just fell apart because I was about to take them out of color code. That's the Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully that's it.
Alright, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to check 3-2-5. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to say Malachi, or whoever's card is first, which Malachi's was the first one I saw when I grabbed my deck. Can you help us, or can you tell us the answer to 113A? If he doesn't want to, he just says pass. Right? So then we move on and we say, Ahran, what do you got?
113A.
X equals 2 is correct. If you don't have that, try to check for mistakes, check for negatives, check for distribution. Grant, what about 113B? If you're not certain, you can still take a risk and say, I think it might be. You're good. 113B. You want to or you want to pass?
X equals 2.
No. Walter? Aiden Summers? B. Ooh, we might need to do this together. Patrick, do you have an answer for B?
Yep,
-7 is correct.
Yeah!
Hold up. Put your hand up if you'd like to see it. If you'd like to see the problem done. Should we do this together? Let's do it together real fast. Look. Hey. Look for mistakes. Guys, you learn more from making mistakes than you do from getting everything right. So here, look for mistakes. If you didn't get -7, here's where most of the mistakes probably happened. This is -2 plus 6 plus 4x equals +x minus 1.
It's
That's
the one that got me, but then I was like,
In my opinion,
oh wait, that makes
Summers.
You said -7, right?
Yeah, x equals -7 is our answer here.
I got X equals negative. Oh, alright. I thought you said X
Jake.
equals 7.
Process it in your head before you yell it to the class. We were talking about you this morning in our team meeting. That's one of the biggest things you need to work on is just does it need to go to the entire class or can it stay at my table? Okay? Brenda, question?
I feel, in my opinion, it's easier to make things plus in parentheses -12 off. Because if you just do the minus, it makes it harder. In my opinion, it makes it harder.
I like how you keep saying, in my opinion.
Well, because some people think differently.
Well, right, so that's totally fine, right? So if you want to do minus, do minus. If you want to do negative, whatever. But you can't do both because then it becomes plus. Lily?
The way my teacher taught it was that if you keep the subtraction symbol, whatever you are, like whatever number is being, whatever the two numbers that are connected by, they're connected by that subtraction symbol, and you cannot move either of them. You can't combine them. So we were taught to do plus negative.
Yeah, so and that's the thing with Phoenix. We get people from 11 different elementary schools, which now next year, luckily, it'll just be from the middle schools, right? Because 6th grade will be coming up to us. I did not show my work of subtracting x from both sides or subtracting 6 from both sides, but that's how we end up at x equals negative 7. Yeah, I mean, there are 11 elementaries in Worthington. In 114, when we simplify it, Max K, do you want to help us with 114A? No. All right. Spencer. Yeah. That is correct. 2x squared plus 12x minus 8.
Does it matter the order?
Yeah, okay, so here's the real, full honesty answer. Does the order matter right now? Not really. Does it matter eventually? Yes. Here's the order you want. Alphabetical, variable things first, numbers last, highest powers first. So that's why x squared comes before x, and why the x's come before the 8. xy still only has a power of 1, right? xy technically... Yeah, so it'd come in the middle somewhere. For B, if you want to speculate things, come see me. Connor, what'd you get for B?
For B, I got 8y squared minus 10y plus 1.
It is 8y squared minus 10y plus 1. Brenda, you got C? Guys, one of the reasons I'm doing this is if a bunch of people skip, it lets me know what we need to work on, right?
I got 30xy plus 4y plus negative 4x.
Yeah. Things with multiple letters come before things with singular letters. But notice they did not go alphabetical order like X, Y, Z. They did the Y before the X. So that kind of doesn't matter. I like to go alphabetical, but it's all up to you.
That's exactly how I did.
Amelia, you got D?
I'm unsure about this one. Is it just 0.8x?
Absolutely. Good work.
Can I just put you
Malachi, I shuffled you back in. You want to help us on 115?
Wait, I want to go over B.
Okay, go over B.
Why am my name getting called?
I shuffled Malachi back in because he passed. So you're in here. This is all the stack I haven't gone through. B, I'm going to highlight like I would do if I was you.
I highlighted the same color, or the same variables. I highlighted the...
But did you actually highlight the y's with the y squareds?
I don't think so.
So, y, the negative goes with this y. The negative goes with that y. The negative goes with that y. Double check that you took all the... Because minuses in front of a number say it's not a positive value. We are taking it away. It is negatively impacting this expression. So that's negative 9y, that's negative 1y, and that's negative 3y. Weren't you the one who just said you find it easier to write plus negative? So we could rewrite this as plus negative 6y squared plus negative 9y plus negative...
14. I made it x squared instead of y squared.
Ah.
Thank you. I just couldn't,
You are welcome.
process what happened. I was like, what?
Jordan, can you help me with 115? Raven, Lily.
with 15, yeah, do I need to say the order of the data?
Nah.
Alright, thank you. So quarter 1 should be 48, the median should be 61, and quarter 2 is 97.
48, 61, 97.
Wait, was it supposed to be the numbers on there?
You
or
get
like
200. I wrote it in that same order. This is double jeopardy.
Hold on. I heard the couple questions that came out. And by the way, if you like are really confident on your homework, what could you be doing right now? Working on closure. Like honestly, if you don't like, we're gonna go over this question really quickly. If you don't need to go over this, you can work on closure or whatever. But what you can't do is talk and be distracting. What you can't do is talk and be distracting. If we order our data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers. So, hold on. I'm not going to write all of this out. But when there are 11 numbers, right, say those are all of our numbers, we would have 5, a singular number, and 5 more. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this, the median, is a number in your set. It was 61. This 61 ends up in the middle of your set when you put them in order. Then of these 5 numbers, the middle is the third one. Not if it's an odd amount. If it's an even amount, then you got to go in between numbers. But if it's an odd amount of numbers, it works out nicely.
Yeah, I like put 6 in my counting, so I went like 61, 64, 81, 97.
Yeah. Any other questions about 115? And the area and the perimeter of the shape below involving a circle, which involves our circle area formula of, how do we find the area of a circle? Pies are square. Wait, what? Pies are squared. It's pi times radius squared is how it. Yeah, I know. The little statement, pies are square, that's kind of silly. Like, I don't really like that. But it is 3.14, that's our approximation for pi, times the radius squared. Now, the radius, we know, is from the center of the circle out to the edge. That's your 1.8. Your diameter is all the way across the circle. Yeah, absolutely. So, 1.8 squared. So area should be 31.78. Perimeter involves our circumference formula. Do you guys remember our little memory trick for the circumference formula? Yeah, crust is pi dough. Crust is pi dough. D representing the diameter. So, guys, these side conversations are making my job tougher. The diameter is this distance, which we know 1.8 is from the middle out, so that would be 1.8. This would be 1.8, which together makes 3.6. Careful, make sure you have that extra. I think I heard somebody say 2.6. It'd be 3.6. So 3.14 times 3.6. That gets me this portion and this portion. But I still need the straight parts of the track, right, or whatever this is. So plus 6 up here and plus 6 for down here. So plus 12. Any other questions from the 325 homework? Like, you know, when somebody says wait, we might have a question.
I think I might have made a mistake.
Ah, yeah. Nevin? If you hit the pi button, you'll get a more accurate answer.
Okay.
So it should be close to this.
Oh yeah, I was pointing. Yeah,
You're fine. It's guys, on your calculator, most calculators have a button that is pi.
That's what I did.
Of course, this one doesn't have. Oh yeah, it does. So guys, if I hit this pi button, which actually is the second function, if you have one of the fancy calculators, the second function of the caret is your pi. It is more accurate than just 3.14. So that's why you'll get a more precise answer. That's fine. But when we do the math and we want to compare answers to each other, we often just use 3.14. And then, like, be careful, guys. This is different.
And squaring what you multiply.
Now, if my calculator's smart, this should do the power first. Good. But if I accidentally do something like this, it's different, right? Way different. So be careful with the order of operations. We got to square 1.8, and then we got to multiply by 3.14. No, we do not. So, like, this is wrong, right? This is not what we're doing. We're squaring first, and then we multiply.
It was close to the answer.
Yeah, but that's not... This was for area.
Yeah, I know.
And I was just looking at the circle right there. We still would need the entire middle section.
It was close to the overall.
I know. Which this middle section would be 6 times... How long did we say this is?
Double the radius, so...
3.6.
I still
What's up?
think that's it.
Yeah. Alright, we are switching over to working on closure, which means what I'm going to do...
What about the back? You should have back that.
Oh, there are more. My bad, I forgot there's one more question. So I'm looking at my weird pages.
I'm working on the closure and.
Hold on, we still got to finish checking the homework. I did not realize we're not done.
But
So
it's a
grab
wording question.
Just grab a seat for a second. Just let me finish going over the homework, then we'll talk about that.
Are you guys?
Yeah, we should do this. Max, right? Do you want to help me out on 117?
117.
I'm looking for A if you've worked on it.
So that one is not. Oh, found it. Okay. Trick one.
What is the cost per pound is what they're asking us.
So 2.25.
As Max does the math right now.
1.89 divided by 2.25. The unit rate is 0.84, which means pretty much everything we know.
I'm digging your attitude, man. I love it.
I know.
Sorry, it's way out of focus.
I get it.
Cost per pound. I love how Max set out his work. He said 1.89, the dollar amount, divided by the amount of pounds, 2.25 if you want to make it a decimal. That comes out to be 0.84.
I use my calculator because I'm not a math user.
I'm not a math wizard either. I don't, dude, I can't divide by 2.25. Like, that's difficult to divide by decimals.
Also divide the minus by the pound.
What is the weight per centimeter?
That's a different problem.
0.6.
How come your fingers?
They're old? I don't know what you're asking. But, I mean, literally, like, my hands get beat up because I work hard.
Makes sense.
I go home and do woodworking almost every night. I'm still trying to install doors and trim and casing at my house.
Can you install our door handle?
At your house? I mean, if your parents pay me. I don't just do work for free. You should do that for a discovery day.
Yeah, we'll pay you in cookies.
Check your answers. I can keep calling people's names, but we're running out of time quicker than I expected.
Can 3.5 be bigger than 3.5?
We'd rather not because it's money. You want to go 2 decimal places with money
I
normally.
was one.
Max,
Why do they always have us do unit rate stuff even though it's like...
that's the point. That's the point.
You said the bad
Because then we'll take that skill. Hey, you're gonna ask a question and not answer to the, or not listen to the answer. Then we'll take our unit rate skills and push them further into problems that aren't just dollars divided by quantity, right? Like we'll solve different types of problems where we really got to turn our brains on. But right now, the fact that it feels not difficult, that's good. That means you're like right about at mastery, right? With like where we want you to be for right now. If it feels easy, that means you're close to mastery, right?
Not as difficult.
Yeah, just think
Jake,
For the D, I was I had 11.87.
probably a rounding error. So, 2 ways, actually more than 2 ways probably, like how many ways there are to get to Florida. I could first solve the unit rate for price per vitamin if you wanted to. So we could do 4.75 divided by 200. Don't round this. Guys, this is like if you tried to calculate the price per ketchup packet. Like, no one's paying per ketchup packet. They're buying boxes of them. So don't round this, because we don't need that to be rounded off to 2 cents. Like, yeah, it's approximately 2 cents. But then times 500 is how they're going to figure out their new amount. 5 tells us to round up. That's what you, like, you didn't round up. That's a thing. You just should have rounded up.
I think I just took it up to 5.
Yeah. So the 5 tells us to round that 7 up to an 8. Any other questions on this?
That seemed too much. Yeah, I think that was where I made a mistake.
Oh, if you want good vitamins.
Wrong.
If you're not paying very much for stuff that you're putting in your body, you should be, like, cautious about why am I not paying very much for what I'm putting in my body. All right, so we have until, we have about 10 more minutes for you to work on closure. What's left is yours for homework. We will check it, and we're not finishing our mastery until Friday. Cough, cough, Brenda. So up here, you can see, I will be giving you time to finish your mastery. Brenda yelled at me this morning in front of the principal on Friday. You can defend yourself if you want. Okay, hold on. Let me ask our class then. Did I or did I not commit a specific day that we would work on the mastery?
Yes.
I don't know.
Right, and I'll admit if I'm wrong. I might go pull the camera footage.
We'll finish it on Monday. Yet it's past Monday if you've not worked on it once.
Did I legitimately say we'll finish it on Monday?
Yes.
Because I think I said we'll finish it next week.
No, you said Monday.
I heard Wednesday or Friday.
You said Monday.
I don't know. I think I said Wednesday or Friday. I think there's none of us.
You said
What's
Monday,
up?
but then changed
I'm
it.
the closest to
I don't remember.
I don't care what you work on. Yeah, sure. Yeah, hey, if you have any other Chapter 3 homework to work on that. You don't have to work on closure, but work on any Chapter 3 homework that needs your attention. If you're done with everything else, work on closure. Are there any problems from the closure that we would like to go over together? Like you've already looked at it and you're like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve these problems.
I need help on a problem.
Anything we want to go over here?
I need help on a wording problem number 321 or 121.
There we go. See why I told you to just hang on for a minute?
No, Rachel has his father-in-law's
Yeah, thanks.
granddaughter.
Trying to ask a question.
These older sisters.
Hey, like that's legit because Brenda's trying to ask a question that relates to all of us. Look at 121. Brenda, what is your question?
So it says simplify the expression below, then evaluate, solve the value of the expression if x was -1 and y was 6. Does that mean make it so it's into where we don't know what x is and then solve what we know is x?
Yeah, so you could do it either way, right? Like, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. You could plug in x and y right now and figure it out right now. But it's actually easier most of the time to deal with the variables as they are and then substitute.
Okay.
Here's why. That negative is going to apply to both of these. So what this really is 3x squared minus 5x minus 4 plus xy minus 2xy minus 2x squared. But if we wanted to rewrite them as plus the negatives, plus -2 times xy plus -2 times x squared. So now I can sub in. So now I have 3, substitute in -1 squared minus 5, substitute. Now, again, I could write this as plus negative. It's up to you guys of whether you keep writing minuses or plus negatives. I'm going to do plus negative because I feel like it's safer.
Thank you, that was helpful.
You're very welcome.
It was like, I didn't know extra. It said to both, but I didn't want to do extra just in case.
Sorry to whoever drew Among Us characters on here. I erased them.
We shouldn't be drawing on desks, so it's okay. Yeah, actually, I can validate. Colin almost always sits at a standing desk.
I'm pretty sure mine is
We're all 7th graders.
Are you thinking highly of yourself?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what grade do you think you're in?
Yeah, we're 8th graders.
I'm like out of board space, but the one thing I'll caution you, when you square a negative number, what's it turn into? A positive. So guys, this right, like, don't trust your calculator.
Never.
God, where are you going?
Calculators.
I got like 5 minutes. Sit down and get your binder back out. Come on, man.
Come on, Connor.
So this should turn into positive, right? But if you type it in your calculator, it might spit out negative. Be careful. Don't trust your calculator. Don't trust your calculator. Other questions from closure? Otherwise, you're just working. Anything else you want me to solve? Everything? Okay, give me another problem.
Mr.
So you want to do 118? That one looks a little weird. Do 118, they said.
Is 319?
Ooh, I heard the bad word. I heard the bad word. Hey, so we have a question very much like this on our mastery that we're finishing on Friday. It doesn't matter when your points are out of order. It's a little annoying, but it doesn't matter because we know we're looking for change in y compared to change in x. All that we care about is, do I have two x values? Do I have corresponding y values? And we do here. If we look here and here, I like the positive numbers. What's our change in x? Oh, they put the x on top and the y on bottom. Okay. What's our change in x?
Oh, I know what it is.
Well, from 0 to 1. 1, thank you. What's our change in y? -2. Here's the trap door. Give me your eyes. Here's the trap door. Give me your eyes. I'm still waiting for like 3. Well, probably 3 sets. Max. Here's the trap door. The x on top and the y on bottom is actually upside down of what we're going to try to set up because slope, our m we talked about, is the change in y on top, change in x on bottom. So here's your trap door. This actually needs to be -2 on top, 1 on bottom, so our slope is -2.
So the rule is x times -2 plus 5.
Ah, how the plus 5? How'd you get that?
Well, because the zeros, you have to, multiplication and division doesn't work on 0, so it has to be a plus 5. But then I looked at it and I went, wait, there's 5 differences.
That's on purpose.
That was so mean of you.
That was so mean.
Yeah, you're so mean.
I don't know. You got 3 minutes.
You're a meanie babini.
Fee fi fo feeny. Nod to man, what Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World, Mr. Feeny. Oh!
That's amazing.
Because she just said I'm a meanie bobini, and I said fee fi fo feeny, and Mr. Feeny was the principal of the
That
show
was good.
Boy Meets World.
That was good.
And the fact that none of you know what I'm talking about except for like 2 people means I'm old.
You're
Yeah,
old.
okay.
You said it, not me.
At the beginning of the year, I don't know, not everyone was over there. We were in Mr. Smith's room, but it was for foundations. And I forget who it was, but I didn't know something from like TikTok. And I'm not on TikTok. And a student, I think they were trying to make me feel better. Totally backfired. They said, don't worry, Mr. Hudson. Of course Miss Howard knows it. She's the cool young teacher.
Oh, I remember that.
Which, the other side of that statement that can be inferred is that I am not the cool young teacher, so...
And you used to be the cool young.
I used to be.
Not
Alright, it is time for us to head out. Have a wonderful day, guys.
Oh, I remember that.
It hurt. It hurt real bad. I forget who said it. I can't. You'd think I would remember. Somebody in that foundations room, yeah. What's up?
Prepare yourself.
Prepare myself.
Tomorrow, I
Tomorrow.
have 3 extensions.
You have 3 extensions.
I will put your power through the phone.
Okay.
I would like to closure. I would like your help.
Okay. I'm with
Just
it.
saying, prepare.
Are you coming today or waiting
No,
until tomorrow?
Thursday.
What do you have today?
Huh?
What do you have today?
Board game club.
Are you going to be allowed to go if you have stuff missing? Or no, we took care of all that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So your mat should be cleaned out now, right? Sweet. Good work, man. Pound it. Nice work.
Mr. Hudson,
What's up?
don't feel bad. I still think you're a cool teacher.
Oh, well, thank you. I just might not be so young anymore, right?
I mean, it's tough to avoid that.
It's time. It just, time keeps marching on. I'm the cool middle-aged teacher, right?
You're the cool teacher. Actually,